Hey there, a warm welcome to one and all for today's Tech Tuesdays webinar on Cloud Data Governance Catalog Azure case study. I'm Vrinda, your host for today's webinar, and we have Sachin Jain and Srinivasa Gopal, Principal Customer Success Technologist, as the presenters for this session. Before we start this webinar, let's go through some housekeeping tips. The duration of the webinar is 1 hour. That includes a 15 minutes Q&A. You can post your queries in the Q&A box. Dial-in participants are muted for the entire session. The session is being recorded and will be available in the Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success portal. You'll be able to download the slide deck from the Success portal. Also, feel free to put in your feedbacks and suggestions for the session in the post-webinar survey. The Tech Tuesdays webinars are hosted within the Success portal, which is a micro-learning platform that offers free and unlimited learning to all registered users. This feature-rich platform was launched to help you learn and use Informatica products better. Here are a few important links that you can go over later that will help you in your product adoption journey with Informatica. Over to you, Sachin and Srini. Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction. Here is the agenda for today's webinar. We'll go through the introduction of Cloud Data Governance and Catalog, application stack of it, security and secure agent, Azure case study, demo, and question answers. Data Governance and Catalog application has been introduced in Intelligent Data Management Cloud. Is basically a cloud native microservices based API driven elastic serverless platform. It coexists with other applications like data integration, API and app integration, data quality, master data management, customer and business 360, and data marketplace and other applications. Cloud metadata platform allows pervasive use of all enterprise metadata across Informatica and non-Informatica applications. Primary goal is to extract and collect all types of metadata, making organizations more productive by providing in-context metadata intelligence. The key themes are metadata inventory and index, building a knowledge graph with objects and relationships, cloud native solution, which is multi-tenant, elastic, highly available, serverless, and auto upgrade functionalities, scanner framework, agent and cloud-based metadata extraction methods. Scanners itself has metadata extraction from cloud and on-premise data with metadata sources. Meta model and model extension that allows customer specific models to be created. Security, which has permissions and across the cloud metadata platform applications. Administration for data resources across cloud metadata platform applications. Scalable multi-tenant ingestion framework supports end user workflows and notifications for any changes or change requests and processes that goes through in a governance processes. Cloud Data Governance and Catalog is a single solution for data intelligence, which is automated to save time on manual tasks. It can be started immediately with a cloud native solution, and it provides an accurate information right at your fingertips. The core solution tenets are basically it's being a serverless, which works at any scale. There is no infrastructure to deploy or manage. Multi-cloud environment works across all cloud ecosystems and on-premise data sources. It's highly integrated with data management and data consumption tools. It's based on CLAIRE, which is an AI technology, uses state-of-the-art machine learning and intelligence to ensure end-user productivity. Open and extensible, which is API-based across metadata repository and functions. Moving on to application stack. Metadata platform and application architecture. As you see, there is 3 layers of application stack. The metadata applications, cloud data governance and catalog, and cloud data marketplace. In this webinar, we'll focus primarily on cloud data governance and catalog with metadata command center, which is on the cloud metadata platform. It hosts a technical and business assets. Some of the examples of technical assets are S3 buckets with a folder or a file or field that is contained within the S3 bucket. Or it can be a table, column, or schemas from a relational databases. Some of the examples of business assets are systems, datasets, policies, glossaries, primarily used by the business personas. The IDMC platform itself is used for configuration of users, or it can be an identity provider with integration with Active Directory. The roles to be defined and permissions as well. Authentication mechanism with the identity provider, connection setup for the respective sources. Runtime environments, it's very important for execution and of respective processes. Either it's with metadata extraction or profiling with secure agents, or seeing the licenses and consumption is seen through the IPO-based metering. Two key applications in CDGC, as we saw, data governance and catalog, which is focused on end user consumption. All users who are contributors, collaborators, and consumers will be using this app. The creation, updation, and deletion of viewing all the business metadata can be managed from here. It can be bulk upload with large items that can be uploaded at once, or it can be created on UI. Any workflows, processes, change requests goes through the same application. The metadata command center is focused on admin activities, which involves creation of data classification and adding resources. One admin app for multiple products. It's a collaboration between business and technology, the data governance and data catalog. The business principles are basically to define, understand, and trust data to support regulatory compliance, analytics, risk management, customer experience, etc. And some of the personas are data analysts, scientists, privacy officers who are looking for sensitive data information for compliance, business stewards who are looking for defining the data definitions and business lineages, etc. The governance managers overseeing the effort of how the overall governance program is taking place. The technology handshake here that we see is primarily looking for the managing the growing complexity of data in multiple systems and applications, creating a data digitized platform to support business consumability. The key personas from technology side is the data architects, data engineers, system owners, database administrators, and technical stewards. This is a typical model from a business to technical assets. As we see, the glossary spans across business to technical. CDGC provides something called the Intelligent Glossary Association to map technical assets to the business terms. And also here we see there is a system which is defined at a logical layer, which with a business naming convention is mapped to a resource which is configured on a catalog administrator with which has a straight connection to the data sources. And data sets is again a business or a logical layer which maps to the table level, and the data elements are spanning across business and technical layer here, which is all these are on the technical side are being discovered from the physical sources, and then it goes through a cycle of defining on what it means from a business term perspective, how it can be called from a data set level, and how it's known to a business user as a system level. Moving on to security and secure agent. All the IDMC or ISA services, including cloud data governance and catalog, application or SOC 2 compliant, the resource links are published here for further details. The security architecture overview is also published over the link here. You can see the diagram at a high level on the right-hand side, which has cloud to cloud and cloud to on-premise communication, which has secure endpoints. Here are some of the common security questions that we encounter, like where is the metadata and data profiles being stored? It's stored on Informatica Cloud. Each tenant data is encrypted with unique tenant specific key. The connection credentials storage is customer's choice, where you can configure in the administrative panel. Either it can be on the Informatica Cloud or on the Secure Agent that you are going to host it in your environment. The data in transit and at rest is encrypted, ensuring there is a secure communication. And all the Secure Agent communication is outbound to IACS always. The Secure Agent itself needs to be deployed as close to the source as possible. It can be multiple Secure Agents as well, depending on the volume of data and scanners to be executed. The serverless option is basically for catalog sources that are in cloud, and it's ideal for AWS ecosystem because Cloud Data Governance Catalog is hosted on AWS, and currently it supports metadata extraction only. Secure Agent for metadata extraction and discovery. These are some recommended prerequisites to have it on the hardware that you are hosting the Secure Agent, and it's very easy to deploy with very limited requirements. You can download it from the administrator panel of IDMC platform and install it. And the registering of the agent is important with the uniquely generated token. You can scale with the multiple secure agents with grouping called the agent grouping for more than 100K assets. And all the agents will have the capability of doing metadata extraction and profiling. Here is the Secure Agent based execution steps, which we can see, like if we take an example of Cloud Data Source, it does the metadata extraction as a step 1, step 2, and the profiling. With it can be agent 1 or 2 or etc. With going through an ingestion layer, which is on the IDMC platform, which passes through the discovery process, and storage is done on Cloud Data Governance and Catalog repositories. Moving on to the Azure case study. Here is the Azure reference architecture having the data lake and warehouse, having the source from a file layer or database layer from on-premise being ingested using Azure Data Factory to the raw layer, which is on Azure Data Lake, to transform and standardize or cleans again with Azure Data Factory to the storage layer of Snowflake Data Warehouse, which is being consumed by Microsoft Power BI and being published to the end users here. Here is a key interaction with the Cloud Data Governance and Catalog application with Azure Cloud having the Informatica Cloud Secure Agent, which has the capability of executing the metadata extraction and performing profiling based on the connection being set up in the metadata command center by the catalog administrator. Here, every layer has to be scanned. For example, here the sources are a SQL Server in this particular demo that will be showcased very soon. And then the Azure Data Factory were to be scanned as well, and connection assignment to be done to derive the lineage. And again, the raw layer and storage layer like Snowflake and consumption layer of Power BI to be scanned and extracted with discovery as well into the Cloud Data Governance and Catalog repositories. The key setup required is from a governance cyber point of view, and then the catalog creation. Here are some roles that plays major collaboration between business and IT. The catalog administrator is creating the scanners with configuration required to scan them with SQL Server, Azure Data Lake Store, Azure Data Factory, Power BI, and Snowflake or Synapse. Performs the connection assignments to get the lineage, and also creates classifications. This is very important to identify sensitive data like PII or PHI or PCI. Very important use case for data privacy related business drivers, wherein some of the examples can be like social security number, first name, last name, date of birth, etc. So it depends on the organization to define what are the sensitive data to be found in an inventory of the whole Azure ecosystem here. So the data steward has these many activities like doing a discovery and curation. Now, the curation is also done on the Intelligent Glossary Association recommendations. Now, Intelligent Glossary Association is a job in CDGC where the business term to technical assets are being matched, and it will provide you a recommendation for the steward to review and accept or reject. The assets without stakeholders are some of the items that a steward has to monitor continuously, because stakeholdership is very important to us and people as a ownership, and to get the workflows or even the change requests assigned and act on the processes to curate accordingly. Other part of curation is to create systems and data sets, which is the logical layer, and have the data quality linkage to those systems or data sets to have the scoring done to the appropriate systems, and have the business lineage from systems or data sets to the business terms and technical metadata as well. From the governance setup point of view, the data steward has to have the setup of org-specific attributes and configure workflows. Some of the examples like on the workflows can be a change in the business term definition, or it can be change in the data quality rules to address the data qualities issue itself. So every layer has a workflow mechanism which goes through a approval process to have the governance in place. The content creation includes the business glossaries or business assets. It can be done manually as well as through a change workflows. And the bulk upload provides templates, which provides the faster way of uploading large number of items at once into the CDGC application. The search browsing and dashboarding are the important configurations that steward can do to have the browsing experience of the data, like kind of shopping. So you can search or do an advanced search as well to get into the assets very quickly. So key items to be taken care during the onboarding procedure with collaboration of stewards, analysts, catalog administrators, etc. From an end user point of view, it can be a wide variety of consumption. Here there is some of the examples with the data analyst who is going to use the goal-oriented dashboards and browse through the business and technical assets. You can also set up the a lineage once it's established with the extraction of and connection assignment is done by the catalog administrator, can has the ability to go through the end-to-end traceability and trust data assets. And also go through the data quality metrics that are associated with it, and see how well the data can be trusted on that. And if there is any issues found with the data quality or any of the lineages, the workflows are used to provide the change request to go through an approval process and tune it further, which needs additional monitoring. Let's move on to this demo to see the CDGC Azure case study, handing it over to Sachin. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Srini, for the brief introduction about Informatica, Cloud Data Governance, and today's Azure Data Lakehouse case study. So now let's jump into the demo part. So the page which is landed here is a customized dashboard. So the user can create their own dashboard and then share it across with the other team members. And also specific dashboards can be created for, say, specific people like data production officer, data governance council, or CDO, or anybody, right? So so on and so forth. Actually, so that's where this dashboards. Dashboards will help you to easily identify the information that you are looking for. Okay, so with this, so this is just a notice board kind of thing. So a user can provide quick links and also provide some sort of updated information, the latest information, so that it can reach to everybody, right? So it's a kind of notice board. And the next to that is a data quality information. It's an aggregated information about, say, different dimensions, validity, completeness. And also it has the arrow marks, which is like showing a trend kind of thing. So I'm just going down, and then probably the up arrow, it is showing like going up different trends as well, right? So it has a widget with cataloged resources, how many resources has been cataloged already, and what sort of how did we classify the sensitive information. Tool will help you to classify the data based on the sensitivity, based on the rules, right? So, and also for the business people, so the business terms which are very much important, right? Then it is classified by the critical data elements, right? The next widget has the tickets which are open and closed information, and then the policies which are applied on the specific, the personal data or the sensitive data point of view. So this is what the widgets which are created. The useful information for a specific people. Okay, so like this dashboard will help you to easily get the information which is available in the tool, and then share it with other team members as well. Okay, this is about the dashboard. So now so I will take up a couple of personas so that we will move at the use case level point of view. So say data production officer along with the process steward will have some sort of meetings to understand specifically on the customer information. Okay, so SQL Server has customer information, and then what are we doing with the ETL process, what sort of transformations we are doing, and then who is consuming that and all. They will try to understand, and then they will discuss, and specifically they wanted to understand the policies which are applied on the sensitive data within the flow itself, right? So now it is, so he will log in to this Informatica Cloud Data Governance and tool, and this is the default dashboard which he sees actually. Okay, so now he wants to understand what are the resources which are catalog already, right? So with specific to Azure, the stack itself, we do have ADLS, Snowflake, and then EDF, SQL Server, Synapse. Okay, so and after that, he wanted to understand how did we classify the sensitive data. Okay, so this widget will give him the classified data, sensitive information. Okay, so with this he wants to understand, okay, do we have the customer table which we have which we are looking for now? Customer information table, right? So how did we classify the data based on the sensitivity, right? So with this, he is going to search for the sensitive customer information. Okay, so this is the classification. The tool will help you to automatically or intelligently classify based on the rules provided. So this is the sensitive customer information which is applied on across all the the resources which got scanned it here, okay, and it will give you the path, the the system information as well as the dataset information. Entire information should be provided here itself, right? So okay, he'll try to understand. Okay, this is what we have. Let's try to jump onto the one which he's looking for is a customer information. So where is it's a source to him actually, and okay, so let's go to the one which he is looking for. Okay, so this is the customer table which is a source to him actually. Okay, so and then he'll try to understand. Okay, this is what my metadata column is all about, and then enrich it with the business terms for it will helpful for the business people, and then classified based on the sensitive the rules which have been applied on the sensitive data, and then it is classified as a sensitive customer information. Okay, so now with these details, and then he looks at, okay, what is the flow of the data, how my sensitive data is flowing, and where and all it is storing it actually, right? So let's go to the element level, and then we'll try to expand the complete hops actually. Okay, so let's go to the show all hops, and then so this is the entire flow. Okay, so I'll try to explain this. Flow is all about on the, see this from the SQL Server customer table, it is moving to ADF, like storing layer is all ADLS Gen 2. And within the ADF itself, ADLS itself, we do have a raw zone as well as the standardization zone. And then from standardization zone, it is going to a Snowflake data warehouse. Okay. Finally, the report is shown at the Power BI. Okay. So now he will try, okay, he will get to know, okay, this Power BI report, the reports which are present in the Power BI is helpful for the most of the people within the organization, that would be marketing and the sales guys. So now he wants to understand, okay, what are all the policies have been applied on this sensitive information, okay? Because there are a lot of people which are consuming this data, and then do we have any policy associated to that, right? Because these policies will define kind of standards as well as what to do, what not to do, right? So the information needs to be available for who are all the consumers about this report, right? So now he looks at the dashboard. Okay, so because he has already information, quickly available information here. Okay, so this is on the policies applied on this personal data or the sensitive data, right? So these are all the policies have been applied already. Okay, but now during the meeting itself, we got to know some sort of other policies also we need to apply to protect our data as well, right? So by being misused by the other people actually. Okay, so now with the help of our advanced search, okay, you'll try to understand what are all the policies which are not related to any sort of the business stuff. Okay, so with this he will get the complete or the policy details which are not at all related to any sort of business terms, which are like the sensitive information which is tagged with the sensitive information, right? So let's go to the one of the policy, say a data sharing policy. So now okay, let's try to add okay, this policy doesn't have any sort of tagged with any sensitive data. So let's try to tag it. Okay, so the business terms, let's go for address, which is none of the sensitive information. So let's provide and then provide the relationship actually. Okay, so now he has tagged the policy to the one of his sensitive data, right? So save it. Now this is how he will understand, okay, these are all the policies which are not aligned with any sort of tagged with any sort of sensitive data which are present in our organization, right? So like this, he for complete automation, or probably to complete this task point of view, so that he can utilize some sort of import template, so that he can build some sort of relationship with that and then import it back, so that one step, he can complete each and every association of policies to the sensitive data which is present here. Okay, so entirely that, I mean, he tried to look into the policies which are aligned with the sensitive data and then which are not aligned, so that he, within the data available and then the enriched data, so he'll get to know immediately. He can complete the task, by looking at what are the policies have been applied on this. So, okay, so similar way, he has a process steward as well with him. So he tried to understand what are the different the processes which are available within the organization. Okay, so now with the help of our advanced search, okay, so similar way we'll try to find out. Okay, these are the different processes which are available. See, the process is all about as an example, say the client onboarding or probably customer onboarding point of view or vendor onboarding point of view, or any sort of process which relates to within the organization or could be the outside of the organization, right? So, there will be a set of process, created within the organization. So they need to bind with some sort of policies to adhere for the standards and for kind of regulatory point of view as well, right? So now, I mean, during the discussion itself, you got to know some these processes needs to be aligned with the policy as well. So tagged with the policies. So now you will get to know, okay, these are all the processes which are not aligned or tagged with the policies actually, right? So now say the process which is called as KYC process, know your client, right? So he will assign or he will tag the policy. Okay, so anything, say confidential data, or could be internal data or personal, say sensitive data terms of use, right? And also the confidential data, okay? Because the client information is very much important, and then definitely a sensitive information is provided, and they will store in the organization as well, so that they will tag it, okay? Process is compliant with the policy, and then finally finish it off actually, okay? And then say save, okay? So this is another important thing which you got to know, that the policies is not bind with any sort of process now. Okay, so this is the way to do that. With the help of governance tool, we are able to quickly identify the list of processes which are not aligned with the policies, and then in the way which even with the help of import templates, so that he can complete each and every one task actually, right? So yeah.
Well, so now let's look at some sort of data quality aspects as well. So consider that when a CDO wanted to do the data quality investigation, okay, so he logs into this page, and this is a default dashboard, and then it has a data quality information as well, okay, and the trends which is showing here, and then this is the consolidated one actually, okay. So we do have another the widget which is on the bar chart, so it shows even dashboards as well, okay. So DQ dashboard. So let's get into that. Let him start investigating that. So okay, so when he looks at it, the rule which got executed on this particular element, okay, so now he could see the result which is which is not in an acceptable state. So he wanted to again probably notify the stakeholders as well as he wanted to execute the rule again, okay. So now he has an option, okay. So governance provides a couple of options from the data quality perspective, so that to automatically create data quality rules and then extract the results as well, okay. So there's a template, a data quality rule template, so, and also the individual data quality rule occurrences actually. The template is all about, it acts on the business terms, so that if a business terms has multiple data elements linked to that, so that if you create a template on a particular business term, so that it creates rule occurrences for the n number of data elements which are linked to that, and then it executes at the CDQ, and then it returns back the results to the governance level, okay. So let's go ahead and create an individual rule. This is a rule occurrence. So he will just create a rule, okay. saying that, execute the DQ rule to obtain the results. Okay. So let's keep it for a demo and then create a reference. Saying, okay, go with the completeness and then does the extract. Okay. So and then select the resource, right? So he knows that which is the data element he is looking for, so that he will select the resource. User has an option to select that, and then this is the table he is looking for, and then the ID. Okay, so the data element actually. Okay, so once you select the element, so this is a technical rule reference which needs to be created actually. Okay, so this is a clear, it provides the clear recommendations as well. Okay, AI engine which provides the recommendations, so that for a simple business English word saying that ID cannot be null. Okay, so just simple rule, and it provides the recommendation as well. Okay, he will select one, and then he looks at target would be around say 80, and then keep it as threshold as 60. Okay. Let's run it as an ad hoc mode. Okay, create it actually. Okay, so let's assign some of the stakeholders so that the workflow will get initiated actually also. Okay, so let's assign some of the governance administrator for this, and then say okay. Okay, and then submit. Okay, so let's submit. Okay, the ticket has been created actually. Okay, so when you create a rule, and then it has an associated workflow, and then it triggers and it notifies the stakeholders as well. Okay, so let's go to the ticket. Yeah, here it is. A notification will be sent to those guys. Okay, so this is the flow. The ticket has been created here. Okay, so intimating the stakeholders. Okay, so the example of how the notification will be sent over here is all about like this. See, a notification will be sent to this one. Okay, say a new one got created now. Okay, execute the DQ rule for the to obtain the DQ results. So a notification will be sent, since I am being the governance administrator, so that I have an option to approve this one actually. Okay. Fine. So there is another one which is already created. Let's try to climb the one which recently which we have done. Okay. Now it is an assigned state, and then let's start actually. Okay. So when you start it actually, so it shows in progress, and then there is an option to approve, reject, and then a return point of view. Okay. So demo purpose, I'll just say completed actually. Okay. Status is completed. Okay. Then once that is done and the approval is done, so now you could see the scores. It automatically creates a the profile there in the CDQ, and then it executes and then returns back the results actually. Okay. How does it look? How does it looks like? It takes its own time. A couple of minutes to execute that, and then it returns back the result to the specific the rule occurrence actually, right? So this is how it looks like. I think you might have already seen this one. Yeah. So this is how he has created a simple rule automatically, and then automatically will be fetched from the CDQ and then shows over here actually. Okay. So in this way, you can automatically create this rule with the help of import templates as well, and using the APIs as well, and then these results can be fetched and then showcased to the business users as well. Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time.
Hello everyone. If you have any queries, please post them in the Q&A box. We have Sachin, Avanish, and Srini here to answer your questions. Over to you, Srini.
I think one question from Conrad that he has more questions, so probably you can connect through the customer success team to have a discussion. Okay. Rachi, thank you very much. Thank you. And what are the integration tools IACS can support? So mainly as of now, we do have CDQ, CDP, that integration which is available. So going forward, each and every services will be integrated. Okay. Azam Kamal, if main source of data or data sets from mainframes or connectors available, is it hybrid model during PWX via Secure Agent? Probably we would need some more information about this. Okay, so as of now, are you asking about like an vSAM and IMS DB2 connectors are available, right? So probably this will come in the roadmap. And as of now, we are targeting for the cloud resources and definitely the on-prem one. DB2 Oracle and SQL Server definitely we have already. Okay, so are we creating DQ rule in CDQ and use it here, or creating expression in CDG? So there is a couple of options which are available. One is through Claire. The business user can just by writing a English word so that it will automatically convert it into a technical rule kind of thing, so that he can select and then automatically he can execute at the CDQ level and then get those information. And also other parties, like whatever you created already in the CDQ and the CDP point of view, so that you can extract those results to here. Okay. Prachi, about APIs, yeah, these things are in the plan. So hopefully you will get to know by second half of this year. Vijay, do you have roadmap for IACS scanners? We do have IACS scanners already, and then there is a new version of IACS scanner is also coming up. We will keep you posted on that. Prachi, about currently we are not finding a very stable onboarding. Data catalog seems to be a bit shaky for me. I mean, it is actually, but probably we may have to go through what sort of configuration you have, and also I would request please contact customer success team to get more information on this. Custom model and custom lineage, it is in the roadmap. Hopefully by next quarter, we will get something. We will keep you posted on that. That is in the roadmap. Yeah.
Thanks, Sachin. Let's wait for some more time before we close this session. Just want to call out that the session is being recorded and will be available in the Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success portal. You'll also be able to download the slide deck. Also, there is a post-webinar survey. Please go through that and let us know your feedback. And if you have any suggestions for future webinars, let us know through that. Over to you, Sachin.
Thanks, Randa. Vijay, how about advanced scanners in IACS? There will be no concept of advanced scanners going forward. You will see the normal scanners. We will be introducing those one by one. Those things are already in the roadmap.
Yeah, some of them. Again, on behalf of product management team, some of the scanners that are built in EDC as an advanced scanner, you might see in CDGC as well. So the scanners that you are trying to see in cloud version of it or the EDC, you will see in both the places. Like for example, Databricks scanner, you will see in EDC as well as in CDGC. However, the user experience will be better in CDGC because there is no advanced scanner UI or separate config required because it's all inbuilt with the regular scanner itself. So, it will be in the backend to answer your question. Advanced scanner will be leveraged, but from a user perspective, you will not see much of a change. With the standard scanner and advanced scanner, it will have a similar user experience. So there is a question from Comrade. Are you able to estimate when CDGC will have similar function as Axon and EDC? Basically, like this just got launched late last year, so there is a strategic focus on this CDGC with a cloud native solution, as you saw the vision and everything. So the features wise, like there is a lot of things coming up in this year with the roadmap. Please stay tuned for further release updates. There might be, in fact, more than that as well. So please stay tuned on those further updates from product management team. Hi, I think there is a question from Prachi on, I think there's a confusion between IACS cloud data integration with cloud data governance and catalog. So Prachi, we would suggest to reach out through your customer success manager because I think this session is focused specifically on cloud data governance and catalog. We want to have right team for you to help on cloud data integration. So from the platform side, to answer your question, it's a scalable one, right? And multiple applications can exist on the whole platform. It depends on the secure agent and the capacity that you have and that you're trying to run the jobs. So it needs further investigation. If you can reach out through the CSM, that would be great. So I just pushed this slide for references section here. I know like whomever is new, I have a lot of questions. The links are posted here. Once it's published on the Success portal, you can access this deck and go through the references link. There's an introduction. There is a docs page to if you have questions on how to configure things, like it's all linked here. How to upload, do a bulk upload, everything. So it's all on the Informatica docs page. It's published already. You should be able to walk through that and And if you have any questions, of course, reach out through your representative from there. So.
Thank you, Srini. Yeah, looks like we have answered all the questions. Hope we don't have any more. Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you, Srini, Sachin, and Avanish for spending some time for answering the questions. Thanks for the presentation again. See you on our next Tech Tuesdays. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.